When you're a country in year 6 of one war and about to start year 8 of another, your presidential foreign policy debate is going to have a lot of war talk in it. At least it ought to. And tonight's did not disappoint. John McCain, an early and enthusiastic supporter of the Iraq War, tried to press his advantage on the subject by talking a lot about General Petraeus.
We came up with a great general and a strategy that has succeeded. This strategy has succeeded. And we are winning in Iraq. And thanks to this great General David Petraeus and the troops who serve under him, they have succeeded. And we are winning in Iraq, and we will come home.
Just 2 weeks ago, of course, General Petraeus himself cautioned in an interview with the BBC that he wouldn't use words like victory to describe Iraq. But that's war, and this is politics. Senator Obama, an early and enthusiastic critic of the idea of going to war with Iraq, turned the debate around on perhaps his most effective attack of the night, telling Senator McCain, quote, "John, you like to pretend like the war started in 2007. You talk about the surge." And then he said this.
When the war started, you said it was going to be quick and easy. You said we knew where the weapons of mass destruction were. You were wrong. You said that we were going to be greeted as liberators. You were wrong. You said that there was no history of violence between Shia and Sunni, and you were wrong.
McCain's rejoinder was that Senator Obama refused to say what General Petraeus also will not say, which is that McCain believes we are winning in Iraq. Obama said that's not true, but the debate moved on, hitting Afghanistan, Russia, Pakistan, Iran, before at the close, McCain gave essentially an unanswered soliloquy on his support for veterans.
I know the veterans. I know them well. And I know that they know that I'll take care of them. And I've been proud of their support and their recognition of my service to the veterans. And I love them, and I'll take care of them. And they know that I'll take care of them. And that's going to be my job.
Perhaps because he is not a veteran, Senator Obama decided to let this go. But you know, McCain was the opposition on the recent landmark GI Bill. He opposed it early on, and then he did not bother to show up to vote for it in the end. On his legislative record, Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America give John McCain a grade of D, as in dope, compared to Obama's B, as in better. Disabled American veterans gave McCain a 20 out of 100, compared with Obama's score of 80. Joining us now is Iraq War veteran John Soltz, who co-founded and chairs VoteVets.org. John, it's nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's great to be on the show.
Senator McCain repeatedly spoke tonight about veterans, how much he literally loves them. He used that word, and how he will care for them. As the chairman of a veterans organization, what was your reaction?
Look, it's a joke at this point. When I was in Iraq in 2003, we were literally taking plates that we found of Iraqi plates and putting them into the vests of American, we didn't have our own body armor plates. And Senator McCain voted twice in 2003 against $1 billion appropriations for National Guard and Reserve units that would have put these sappy plates in there. The Landrieu Amendment in May of that year. Then again, the Dodd Amendment in 2003. The dwell time issue in 2006 last year was a huge issue. If you spend 12 months in Iraq, you get 12 months at home. John McCain led the opposition to that. In 2003, because the military was going to be overextended from this war, he opposed increasing the size of the military. And then the GI Bill vote. I mean, it's the signature piece of legislation this year for veterans. It would have given these kids the same advantages their grandparents had, and he carried the water for the White House on this issue. And when it came down to the point it was going to pass, he hung out with the owner of the San Diego Chargers at a political fundraiser with his lobbyist friends. So it's a joke. And if Senator Obama's not going to hold him accountable, no problem, because Vote Vets will.
When you say Senator Obama will not hold him accountable, were you surprised to see Senator Obama let him make those proclamations without hitting him back? Do you think it would have been a hard thing for Obama to do politically?
You know, look, Senator Obama has his own style. He's going to talk about what he wants to do. Senator Obama's not a veteran. That's fine. Look, that's why there's groups out there like the Disabled American Veterans, like VoteVets.org. I mean, we're going to come after Senator McCain on this issue. The GI Bill issue is not going to go away. The fact that he doesn't support full mandatory funding for the Veterans Administration, these issues are not going to go away. The guy talked in the first part of the debate about how cheap he is. Look, he's too cheap for the vets. We know it. He was too cheap to pay for the GI Bill, and we're going to hammer him on it.
When you look at John McCain's record on veterans issues and on support for the active duty military, Guard and Reserves, do you feel like there is a pattern there of him supporting efforts that are Republican in origin and opposing those that are Democratic in origin, regardless of the objective value of the bills, or do you feel that he's always voting consistently against any additional funding for the military and for veterans, regardless of whose idea they are?
He votes with the Republicans. The only issue he wasn't voting on the Republicans on was this issue of the torture. He was very much against torture until he got the Republican nomination, where he flipped his stance on it. The waterboarding issue. The waterboarding issue, it's against the Geneva Convention, it's against the Army Field Manual, and he could not hold that moderate stance that he was holding and to appease his Republican base. So he switched on that. But the rest of the issues, with the GI Bill, with the Webb-Hagel dwell time bill, which would have given troops just as much time at home as they had in Iraq, he votes just like George Bush. On the war in Iraq, the policy of retreat against al-Qaeda in Afghanistan and waving the white flag to surrender bin Laden, he's been supporting that policy by keeping 90% of our army in Iraq. His foreign policy proposals don't add up. You can't increase the size of the army, send more troops to Afghanistan, and stay in Iraq 100 years. So he looks very much like George Bush, except for his flip-flop on torture.
John Soltz, Iraq War veteran, co-founder and chairman of VoteVets.org. It's great to see you, John. Thanks for coming in.
For having me.